Hey folks, so we're back here testing rifle slugs out of the 410. Last week we tested the Winchester Super X's. This week we have the Brennekes. This also is a 3-inch rifled slug. It also has a quarter-ounce rifled slug in it, and it's moving a little slower than the Winchesters were at 1,755 feet per second. We'll be shooting this at 50 yards because that's what we're looking for, a 50-yard zero. We're shooting for groups right now. We're not shooting for bullseyes. And hopefully we'll get us a group of about 2.5 inches. Last week, the Winchesters, we got a 2.5 inch group with 4 of them, and we had 1 flyer. Hopefully this time we'll get all 5 of them in 2.5 inch group, and maybe that's what we'll line this gun up for. All right, so here we have the shell breakdown for the Brenneke 3-inch 410 slugs. This is a rifled slug. It claims to be a quarter of an ounce rifled slug, but actually, if you just weigh the slug, it's a little less than a quarter ounce. So if you put this stabilizer on it, then it's a little more than a quarter of an ounce. But anyway, this is a 41 caliber rifled slug. It actually comes out to right at 41 calibers. And if you see on the end there, it actually says Brenneke on the end, 410. That's pretty neat that they put that there. It has very nice sharp shoulders on the rifling part of the slug. And this slug has a lead hardness of 9, which means that it's a 25-to-1 lead alloy, most likely. Of course, we have the stabilizer piece here, and it just sets in the cavity in the back of the rifled slug. Underneath the stabilizer, we have a plastic wad. Nothing too fancy. Just a little something to absorb the shock of the shell going off and to act as a gas seal. The Brenneke powder is just something else. It is green and pink squares. Every Brenneke shell I've ever opened has this type of powder in it. It's pretty neat. But there's no need to weigh the charge because we don't know what kind of powder that is. I think it's confetti. I don't even think it's powder. But anyway, let's look at the shell. The shell. Brenneke does not do the best job of printing. The shells, I don't know what that says. One thing I can make out is 410 Magnum. And I can tell you that that's a 410 shell, even though the head stamp says 36 gauge. See it right there? 3.6. So it's not a deal breaker that you can't read it because you know what it is. And like I said, the being a roll crimp, the slug actually says 410 Brenneke on the front. You can look down in there and see what it is. And there's the roll crimp part that I cut off to take the shell apart. Let's look at the box here. I like the box. We have a cavity on the back there, a picture of the slug and its stabilizers on the front. It says Brenneke, USA, Magnum, 410, 3-inch. Of course, we have a little warning on the bottom. And on the top here, it says Brenneke. It tells us it's a 410 slug in here. It's always nice to have the information on more than one end of the box so you can stack it or store it in multiple ways and still be able to see what's in the box. And even on this side, it says Brenneke 410 slugs. Over here on this side, let me get it the right way. We have the barcode and we have the product code. See the product code there? Product code tells us exactly what this slug is. The boxes may change. The writing on the boxes may change over time, but the product codes usually stay the same. On this side, we have made in Germany, Brenneke. And on the back here, which is nice, we have the ballistics data. I don't know why more manufacturers don't print the ballistic data on the box. A lot of shot shells, the slug shot shells, do not have the date on the box. I don't know why the manufacturers don't put that on the box. It's pertinent information. It's a lot easier to look at the box than to look it up on their website or whatever. And here we see quarter of an ounce slug, and it also tells us it's 114 grains. But anyway, got a little bit of legalese underneath of it. So there's the shell breakdown for the Brenneke 3-inch 410 loads. Let's take these rifled slugs out to the range and see how they group. All right, so we're still shooting their Browning pump shotgun, 3-inch chambered 410 with a 26-inch barrel, because that's what we're looking for a rifle slug load with. We still have the factory full choke in it because I simply don't want to take the factory full choke out of this gun, because that's what I usually shoot in this particular shotgun. So let's load these Brennekes up and shoot us a 5-shot group. Remember, we're shooting for groups, not for bullseyes. All right, here we go. All right, here's the third shot. All right, number 4. And the last one. All right, that was 5 Brennekes. Let's go down here and see what kind of group we got out of these things. So here we have the group that we shot with the Brenneke. Here's the box. This is a 3-inch 410 load. It has a 1/4 ounce rifle slug in it, and it's moving at 1,755 feet per second. Like I said with the Winchester, that gives it around the same muzzle energy at 50 yards as a 357 Magnum out of a handgun has at 25 yards. Here's the group. It's a pretty good group. I don't think we have any flyers here because the distance from this one and this one is 3 inches, and the distance from this one and this one is about 3 inches. So we have a 3-inch group here. That's a little bit bigger than I would like, but being that we're at the maximum range, I feel personally my maximum range for the 14 slug, this group will get the job done. But what I really like about this is I can see the rifling and the individual holes. It did not squish when it came out of the choke. It kept its rifling, so I know it was flying fairly straight. The Winchester's holes did not have this clean cut rifling in it like these Brennekes did. So right now I'm kind of leaning towards these Brennekes. But next week we're going to shoot some Federals. So for now though, this Brenneke, it's a pretty good group. So y'all stay safe in the deer woods, and God bless. All right.